I reckon that's time for another one of them couch co-op videos. Yes, it's time for another 5 more PS4 and PS5 couch co-op games. Some of these are quite new, some of these are quite old. Most of them are pretty cheap, all under $10. I didn't want to spend a fortune and I picked out some total gems. By the way, Kez left her microphone on, so some hilarities will ensue. Ponbu is first up, and yes, you might have spotted from the trailer that this is actually a Bomberman. I was going to say Bomberjack, a Bomberman clone, 4-player as well, really pushes that. But one of the things I'm a bit miffed at is that there are specific modes that are targeted just for couch co-op. There's not the campaign, and the campaign's really cool because it's got loads of puzzles in and good ideas. Cool idea with the function of the bombing mechanic. So you can lay a bomb down and then you kick the bomb and it will go forward until hitting an object that's either destructible or will bounce back off it, coming back at you, which can cause all manner of problems. It will have a compulsory 4-player, so the other 2 slots will be filled with AI, and it is fun ganging up on them.
Brain's dead.
Its art style is kind of pretty crazy, with having like a school book, sketchbook thing going on. I really love the idea of how the colours implemented, and each of the little ducks have their own like power. You can choose a drill. These are things that increase or have a buff on your playstyle. There's a timed bomb, kind of a rudimentary class system with some unlocks embedded in there. But I do like the Splatoon style, cover the area with your own paint.
Look at my orange. Look. See, and I've killed myself.
I think you've got to be quite a hardcore Bomberman fan to be interested in this, but I will say there is quite a cool new version of Bomberman that has been released on the PlayStation 4. I'll try and remember to put the link in the description because I put it through the review and it did quite well, and it had a campaign that was co-op, which is what this is missing really. It's all like really versus. So Pompu, number 5. Wow, what a non-cliched, non-anime intro to Galidarius. Galidarius, I'm not going to fall into that trap. This game's intro, or let's say tutorial, is mind-blowing. The element system on all of the different characters will have you guessing for a long time.
This? What is this? This tiny boy. I'll be this tiny boy.
I only found it because I put out the 2-player couch co-op, local co-op shmup video, and one of the comments was, I can't believe you haven't included this on the list. And I was like, whoa, okay, never even heard of it. And it is quite cheap at the moment, and yet it is a massive hardback to some of that awesome Neo Geo material. But if I rate it in the great canon of amazing co-op local shoot 'em ups, it's very complicated. It's got a big element system. Look at the bottom of the screen, you've got a lot of hotkeys, there's a lot going on there. It's also got a scantily clad damage system.
Oh my god!
So for me, a lot of that overcomplication sort of overshadows some of that amazing arcade gameplay that is what draws to me to this genre. But it is very flashy and it's very good. The boss fights are huge. Your specials are ridiculously huge. There's quite a lot more and need to explore in this genre with this 2-player and this shoot 'em up PSN network stuff. There's a couple of them I haven't clocked yet, so we'll get more of them on the channel.
Oh my god. Press options.
Easily one of the most flashiest games on this list. Where would I have put it on my top 5? Firmly in at number 6. Okay, it's time for Star Arena, and it's one of 2 twin sticks on this list. This one's interesting because it's got a roguelike leveling system, a choice of a bunch of perks when you finish a wave system. So there's a number of different elements happening there.
I got a spoon.
And it's also got that vice versa bullet matching the gun ammo situation, i.e. the enemies cannot get hurt by a colour that they don't represent. Blue enemies are completely immune, red projectiles and vice versa. Could I explain that any more complicatedly? No.
Yeah, my red things are working against those. I don't know.
It's actually not crazy difficult or crazy violent, and it is available on the Switch, so there's quite a lot of access points here for it. And I do love being able to switch on the fly, so you can switch what colour projectile you're going to put out, and you've got a really cool teleport button. You can get out of trouble. Things get really hectic. It shoves in loads of stuff, and it does a very good job of panning out the camera perfectly. Gives you a view of the battlefield when you start moving away from each other.
Okay, I'll be blue.
Yeah?
Yep, okay, the skeleton.
Choosing one of 3 perks is a really cool idea. That's wrong. It's 2 or 3 perks. So there's always one left that you can't go for. It will be a solid direction. Like, it will be bullet fire speed increased, there'll be movement, and you can start going for a build. And you're also scored and leaderboarded. There's a lot of documentation for how well you've done. And it's great having a boss fight as well at the end of all of the waves. The tree in the forest goes crazy and all this stuff comes out of him. Did I manage to get any 2-player footage of that? No, Kez wasn't up for that. And there were a few complaints about the sound of the gun.
Oh, the sound effect is so jarring.
I think you've got to be a fan of twin sticks, and you've got to be a fan of roguelikes. It really does utilise that idea that we saw in Hades, where you get the choice of direction to go in after each accomplishment, and it then molds your character around that. And it does really well on enemy and level variety, and switching up that firing mechanism is really awesome. Spirit Arena is available on discount and at a ridiculously small price. I think it's under $5. That's good value for a great little indie twin stick.
I've still got plenty of health, it's fine. I died.
Boom! Tesla versus Lovecraft. Just as we've seen one twin stick, going straight to another one, but this one's a heavy hitter on more levels than one. Man, it throws a lot of cool enemies at you, and yes, it does have such a stupid lore with Tesla like doing all the weaponry, and it's like Lovecraft's demons that are coming out. There is film potential here. Loads of splatter mechanics, loads of bullets, loads of really good indication about which character you are.
Am I red or blue?
It does have a Housemarque vibe with a little dodge and some really like cool neon effects. It's got this thing where you're unlocking more perks and building this mech. You're finding like bits and pieces of the mech through the streets, and it's gradually becoming constructed, and you're carroted through loads of the levels because you really want to see this damn mech. But I love the melee attack, special buttons, there's an energy sword that comes out. There's a lot to like with this game.
Oh my god.
I do quite a lot of twin stick lists. I did one about a year ago, and this would have featured really highly, and it kind of directly competes with Gauntlet for me. It feels like the old school Gauntlet and the new one with great detail and design on all the enemies, amazing weapons and power-ups and combinations of both. There is kind of a wave system. There's kind of like an extermination system where you have to get a bunch of numbers down, but you also have these Cthulhu statues that you have to break down. It's very cool, and it pays a lot of homages to both sides of the lore. You also get to choose all your perks on the fly, which results in some quick decision making.
Extra speed.
So Tesla versus Lovecraft is no twin stick slouch at all. It's kind of up there in the top 5 for me. Got that Housemarque vibe, got that Gauntlet thing going on, and it's got a cool reticle. You know exactly where you're pointing and who's who, and it shoves everything at you and gives you enough power-ups to deal with it. With the big like nuke on a special as well, you're constantly leveling, and it gives you the mech pretty early doors, and it's got a Helldivers vibe when you finally get that thing going. Thoroughly recommended this game. I think it's about $6 or $7, so go and have a look. Okay, so this week's winner is of course Flat Heroes. What a cracker! I'll let a lot of the emotion do the talking here because it was out and out brilliant fun.
I bumped you up?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh. I can't get up there quick enough. You just go straight down, wait down here. Can you make sure you post this footage?
So get a dollop of N++ and grab a handful of Super Meat Boy and put them all into a puzzle that's almost a little bit like a game called Quix, QIX, that was out on the Game Boy many moons ago, had an arena. The walls mean different things, sometimes they can kill you, and we're still looking at brand new enemy types. One of the things I'm a bit baffled by is on the thumbnail of the game, there's a shooter section. It looks like we're both in spaceships, so I think the worlds are going to change massively.
Oh.
You just let me do it.
No. I don't think you're able to.
Look.
Okay. Okay, he's stuck. Alright, last one. Yay!
Oh my god, oh my. It's got a boss system where it will push in all of the sort of dodgy mechanics. It's been creeping on you the whole way through those 12, sometimes 13 levels, and then it will all amalgamate into this evil thing that is so much fun to take down. The controls are very simple. They're a bit like Goner 2, where you have a double jump that can be interpreted as a dash if you want that second tap to put you in a direction, and you can wall climb, so there's a lot of freedom. It feels really free, but then there's that masterful niche area that you need to get your head around when it comes to some of the harder stuff. Also a very slick looking game, great UI, great use of colour, and very intuitive. It doesn't actually sit you down and tell you anything at all. It's you work it all out yourself and in the right places at the right time, which feels really rewarding. This is so recommended. Flat Heroes is also doing a bit of a discount, I think, as well. Remember, this is definitely under $10, so I have been Couch Goob, and I shall see you down there in the next video.